What's up, traders? Going 3 for 4 today. The 3 winners were all on stream. Just took a loss here on BENE. Thankfully started small, got a bunch out on this first lock before it went absolutely crazy. But we'll talk about it here after the intro. Let's get to it. Hey, traders, so I'm going to talk about this loss real quick. All the other the three winners, if you want to watch those, feel free to go to find those on Twitch under the highlight section. They're all there. So BENE, pretty decent little move here at the beginning from 11 up through 12. Got short 25 shares, added 25. Again, like I said, small. It's afternoon. Don't really trust anything in the afternoon, let alone on a day like today. We did get a pullback. We put some shares out at 79. It went to 74. And then immediately went up into a halt right after. So we were left with 10 shares. I was really looking for the other 10 to come back down towards the lows of the day, but unfortunately, it decided to go right up into a halt. I messed my orders up here. I hit the short button up near 15. It was like 1480, and then again at 1450. And both of these fills, we got 1365 and 1380. So absolutely horrible fills, both 10 shares. We were trying to get our average up. I think we ended up with a 1356 average when I was looking, if we would have got those ads up here, it would have been up close to 14, and we could have gotten out some green, et cetera, et cetera. But apparently I hit the wrong, or I didn't hit the wrong button. My limit orders were still down here from the first part of the trade. So my order, so my order was so far away. I so wanted to hit that. Spread on this has been absolutely insane as well. But my limit order was down here still, so it was too far away from the current price, so it wouldn't put the order in. So I was a little frustrated by that. And so by the time I got my order up to the right price, I was already down here, and that's where I ended up getting the ad. Oh, man. Absolutely insane. Anyways, it starts to go back up after it tried to go lower. We take half of it off. Once we realized that this was as high as it was going 1450, it started to come back down. We added those shares back and covered pretty much mostly everything in this wash, which ended up being all red. The only green part of this was this cover here, which obviously would have been nice to just take it all there and then restart it up here. But this ended up being all red, just barely. And then we were trying to get this to fall over. You can see it came up here, told myself I was going to cut it above 1380, got to 1375. It actually came down, went back up to 1375, got rejected, and then it started to come back up again. So I added some shares, assuming this was going to be our stop regardless. And then as I got out, or got in those shares, it immediately jumped up. So I'm pretty sure we actually ended up getting some slippage on this as well. Yeah, we got filled at 14, and our stop was at like 1382, I think it was. Yeah, 1382. So a little frustrating there. And then as you can see after that, we made the right call because this thing ended up going all the way up to 19. But right there out of the halt, man, I really was thinking about it because now it looks like it wants to come down and halt. But anyways, on to our other trades. No particular order. UONE, these are all going to look fairly similar. Just amazing movement tonight. We're going to talk about it tonight. We're going to talk tonight about the amazing movement that we had today, but through previous resistance up through a whole dollar, all the way up to a half dollar, start it all the way up to the next whole dollar, get an ad, scale out on the way down. IZEA, it's going to look very similar. Not sure why this line's here. I think that was off the daily. Previous resistance all the way down here, big move up through the half dollar, up to the whole dollar. Didn't want to miss my ad, I believe, on this one. I think it was starting to jiggle there. Yeah, you can see it started to come back down. And then we end up getting our ad up through 3. So basically making this a 1-2. And scale out on the way down. That was a pretty good one. Now, TRKA. This one kind of sucked. We kind of got stuck in this one, and it was not fun. And I believe BENE is halted down. It's so frustrating. So frustrating. I bet you Brian got back in that. Just got a feeling. So back to the TRKA trade. This one we ended up getting stuck in a halt as well, and we actually had okay size in this one. So we ended up taking 100 shares here, 100 shares here, and then it tried to pull back, and then it had halted when we got in the second amount. Out of the halt, it tried to pull back. We could have got out all of it, break even, or at least some of it, and we were out of shares. So this was the part that I screwed up on. We were out of shares, and I got greedy with it. But as it went up through the highs after it tried that little pullback, I saw more shares come in, but they were running out. It was like 13,000 shares, and then it went to 10 to 7 to 6 to 5 to 4, and then it was like at 2,000 right when it got to $3. So I hit the button because I didn't want to not get the shares if I was going to add up here, if I was planning on staying in this at this point. So I did. So now I'm in 400 shares of this, and then it goes right through 3 and halts at 320. At this point, I have 400 shares. My average was $275, and my max loss is $400. So if you do the math, that's $1 away with 400 shares. So if this would have got to 375, I would have hit my max loss. So right out of the halt, this thing jumps up to 349, which ended up being the high of the day. If it goes through 350, goes to 375, I'm done for the day. Max loss. It sucks. I put an order out immediately, or I already had the order out for 300 of my shares, right below my average. My average was 274, like 5.5. It was basically 275. And thankfully, this thing jumps all the way from like 310 straight down. Again, you can go watch this live. 310 all the way down to 271 and or 266, I think it was. And we got filled at 271. So absolutely grateful that happened. I actually started IZEA at the same time that happened. This kind of did the same thing. It went up and then got rejected, like the BENE just did. But I didn't add or anything because I still had an okay amount of shares. But when it came down here, it felt like it might try to bounce a little bit. Got a little impatient. Took some more off at break even just in case. Only leaving us, I think, with 50 shares. So on this drop, we ended up taking half of that. And then when it worked its way down, we took another half, thinking this. It did try to, it felt, you can see it had a little candle there. It did try to go back up after it came down, but ultimately died. And then we took our last take profit down there too. So this ended up being our big winner on the day. And just very unfortunate with BENE to give a little bit back. But in hindsight, I don't think we could have played it too much better considering how we did play it. We managed it very well. Was really looking for this move to happen here on like a little bit of a fake out, making lower highs. But unfortunately, it decided it wanted to run at least one more time. The ZGYH, just, man, today is just incredible. We're going to talk about it all tonight. Absolutely amazing day as far as FOMO and Momo and, all that goes. So that's all I got for you for now. I'll hopefully see you tonight. If I don't have a good weekend, don't forget to like and subscribe. Always appreciate the support. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below. Find me in Discord, find me on Twitter, and I'll hopefully see you tonight or Monday morning. Peace.